This is the Alliance Dispatch. Do you read us?
Hi everyone, welcome back to an episode of the Alliance Dispatch. I have no idea what episode we're on. I'm going to say 9.
Oh, I think it's 10.
I would make a big deal out of over episode 10.
Okay.
I am your friendly dispatcher number 1, Danny. Today we've got, as always, dispatcher number 2, Stephen Sage.
Mate.
And
Hello.
a rare appearance of the genocidal maniac, dispatcher number 3.
Chopper in human form.
Chopper in human form. You are both orange.
Well, I mean, that's rude. I just realised what you went. That took me a little while. Nice one.
Yeah,
Just straight in.
yeah, just straight in.
in.
So obviously we've not had a chat since before we left for PQ, or it might have even been before that. So we'll have a little chat about that, and then obviously we had big pre-release weekend yesterday. We're recording this on Monday, so it's all fresh and daisy in my mind. I don't know about your two. And we'll kind of lead into some thoughts about the release and what's coming up and all the good stuff. So, Edinburgh PQ. What a time. What a time.
Good weekend.
It was a good weekend. I finished 6th overall, finished 3rd in Swiss, got binned out by Kira Green playing Boba Yellow. It can be defeated. I think Boba's pretty fine. Even though a Boba deck won the event overall, they all didn't win the event. So it's probably balanced.
Yeah, it was airbag.
Oh. There was, Boba Red. Boba Red. I was onto something all summer. I basically went to the wrong PQ, right? If I'd went to Sheffield, no one would have been expecting it.
No.
Hindsight.
I would have won 7-0. Yeah.
Easy.
But, it's interesting, though, because that guy went 4-2 in Swiss.
Yeah.
And I think the games he lost were games that that deck probably should have lost to.
Okay, to top 8 then.
Yeah. I think he lost to Yellow Boba and Blue Han, which are the two worst matchups for it.
Yeah.
And then smashed through what was in the top 8.
Yeah.
Like,
I know he beat the Kira Green that I lost to in the top 8. They played.
And that's
then, and then he was playing against Ray Red, wasn't it, in the finals?
Yeah.
And they're both very good decks to go into with that, particularly this kind of newer version with Tarkin Town.
Yeah, because you just ping everything off, don't you? And you don't get the overwhelm barrages easily. Where I just got obliterated by overwhelm barrage. What can you do? Ban the card. That's the problem card. That and ECL.
Mm.
And Sabine.
And Sabine. Well, we don't need to talk about Sabine. We don't need to hate on Sabine. But yeah, it was bad Sabine.
But no, it was a good day. Despite my little wobble after the first 3 rounds, I did end up enjoying myself.
When you sat down at lunch and was just like, I've not won a game since I've come to Scotland. And we had got there the day before, and we were playing in the pub. And I just sat at the lunch table like,
fine. Had yourself a little sandwich, made a comeback.
Yeah.
But I finished above everyone that I played, apart from the first guy, the boss guy. It's just Yellow Boba's a terrible matchup for me. I had lethal against someone, and 3 turns in a row they played cunning. I can't do anything about that. That's just rank.
And
disgusting.
you still finished 3-3, which is a good. It's good to finish even on these things. You didn't finish last in the PQs in the Alliance Dispatch ordering. Jamie is indeed the worst player.
He is the only one with a negative
win-loss
percentage, right? Yeah.
All those showdowns didn't do him any good.
No.
Yeah, but Edinburgh's a lovely city. Go there if you get the chance.
Yeah,
good.
Absolutely. Do you think? Because they've not announced the new wave of PQs yet. When do you think they're going to be? Because they've announced store showdowns being in December.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So they're going to be. Yeah, that's when they're starting. So do you think PQs are going to be like February?
Yeah, that feels about right. New
Just
set will be out in
before the
March,
next set.
won't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're probably going to have about 6 or 7 this time round.
I think there will be at least 6.
And hopefully they lock it to like a 3-week period again as well. That's quite nice. To kind of just like see the evolving meta over those 3 weeks, and then you just have some. Yeah, for sure. And I think if we get some like Saturday, Sunday, if we had 6, so just kind of 2 weeks, one every weekend day, you would see quite a lot kind of evolve through that as well. It'd be good to follow. Hopefully be playing in an earlier one rather than a later one, but I guess by that point the meta will be solved anyway, probably. So
yeah, well, I don't know, because it did like I know Boba dominated it, but it did. There was a noticeable difference between the early ones and the.
Oh, sure, but what I mean is that there wasn't any new meta decks that came out over the course of those 3 weeks.
No. Yeah.
Like, no one brought a new deck and everyone was like, what? Whoa! What does that do? Obviously, like, we had a lot of control in Edinburgh, which there wasn't at Sheffield, but, like, that's just how it evolves over the weeks, right? So yeah, so I think that kind of takes us nicely into new meta. No one knows what's going on.
No. It's bonkers.
Yeah, pre-release happened Saturday. We had 2 Saturday and Sunday.
There he is.
I've got no cards to show. I might have a Destiny card kicking around.
No one wants that. Destiny.
Yeah, I've got some Keyforge. Sealed Keyforge deck.
Keyforge.
Yep.
Definitely not this guy. Sadly.
No. So, just a quick rundown on what I played. I played Quinlan Green? Quinlan Red?
I think he played green.
Yeah, Quinlan Green sounds about right. Day 1. Won my showdown. Not the showdown, won the pre-release with only a little bit of cheating.
Just a little bit. Just a splash.
Yeah, some accidental cheating. Where I don't read my own cards, but only read my opponent's cards during pre-release, because I assume they're doing the same thing and will correct me when I misplay. And I was now there's 2 of them out vehicles, which you're not allowed to do. You can do it the other way. You can have a vehicle, and the dude can walk out the vehicle and be like, jazz hands. But you can't get them to call in a ship to help them. But we also did best of 3, which. And we did best of 3 again on Sunday. Wasn't a fan. Still just best of 1. Let's just get through it, right? It's not a competitive format. I don't think we need to account for variance. Well, it is a competitive format, but also not.
No, I don't think I sideboarded.
No.
At all.
No, like you just don't have the flexibility to, really. And then on the second day, I played Mall Yellow on the doorstep. Really good. Love that card.
Is that the droid one?
Yeah, play 3 readied battle droids. Just, swinging for 3 and then just sacking them off to play like vultures or something, which is like a 6-drop. Yeah, like, it's just good. I've slipped it into a couple of decks that I'm brewing for Thursday's weekly. It's definitely one of the cards that kind of stuck out. Like, this is very, very interesting. Now there's 2 of them I already knew was very, very interesting, and I can't wait to do ridiculous stuff with it. I've managed to box 2 copies of it so far, so I will just purchase a 3rd and do silly things, I think.
You're quite excited about that card as well, aren't you, Jay?
It is interesting. Yeah, I've already got 3 on the way. So.
What are you? What's the big hits in the Grievous deck? I assume it's in the Grievous deck.
It's not at the minute. No.
Oh, but you can droid a droid. Or separatist to separatist.
I've looked at Quinn and Voss deck because you can cheat out like maces real early. And I'm going to be crazy, but I was looking at some Lando nonsense. It's a 3 cost, so all of a sudden I'm open to be able to play 6 cost things without having 6 resources. Which is interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Because I can slip Cad Bane into Lando just for some capture. Because it's all Lando. Yeah. That's no good.
Well, it
Figure out.
costs 9 then.
Yeah, we'll just stick it.
Which is 4. Which is...
Math. The math is nothing.
The math is mathing. Sure. Okay, I'll let you off. But you can play like Luke Skywalker on turn 4, so you could like flip Rey,
Yeah.
get Luke Skywalker out.
Yoda yellow.
Yeah. Or we can just play Yoda and get all the... Yeah, it's... I feel like the thing I pointed out earlier, which I think someone else has already pointed out, but you can play like Tarkin and be like, here's Tarkin, and now I've got Vader, and he's pulled someone out, and you go from having a completely dead board to just being stacked.
Yeah.
And it just lets you... It's
It's
just...
going to be a bit silly.
It's really, really good card, really interesting. Because it... Obviously, like, some of the games I was playing on the Saturday when I had it in my deck, I was like, my opponent has counted, now there's 2 of them, because I've just got 5 units. Which doesn't feel bad at all. It's just like, I ended up just being really, really wide, and I just won. And I ended up just holding on for it to 2 turns, and went, doesn't look like I'm going to get board cleared. I'll resource it. And just carried on playing, like. So it's a really good early play, and, I need some help. But when you're ahead, you're just like, cool, don't need this.
What do we think between Surprise Strike and Breaking In? You dropping it to put in Breaking In, or
Both.
In my yellow boba, I have dropped Surprise Strike for Breaking In because that deck doesn't have any Saboteur outside Zuckuss.
I think it's worth dropping 1 damage, right? If you don't have the space to run both.
Yes. In my Yasage deck, I've got both.
Yeah, I've got both in. Yeah, I've got both in Air Boba.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because that slows. Yeah, Sentinel ships slow it right down.
Yeah, of course you're buying ships.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
But yeah, in Yellow Boba, Village Protectors was a really big pain in the butt card to deal with. Like you could bounce, you had to work around like bouncing it at a point where they couldn't replay it, and it's just a bit of a 3D chess. But now you can just be like, just break in this crafty smuggler and just kill it. And like, I don't care that I'm wasting the 2 damage. Just having Saboteur and being able to attack is good. There's nothing else that lets you do it.
You know what the perfect counter to Village Protectors is? The Jawa.
The Jawa.
Moving on.
Saboteur 2-1. Pop it in. Send him on a little suicide mission. Take the villagers down.
There is also
have a Jawa now.
Win the game.
There is also a 4 or 5 drop Saboteur yellow now. I can't remember the name, but it's like a 4/5 or a 5/4 Saboteur in yellow.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting. But then I was just like, I'm on the Zuckuss train at the moment, but I feel like you could quite easily, like, it's getting really hard to find the right balance of ambush and everything within that deck now.
Yeah.
It's quite,
the whole pool of cards.
Yeah, and it has opened it up massively. Like the pre-release weekend, something that I did notice, there's a lot of big booty Sentinel stuff like in this set, and I'm intrigued to see whether that carries over to constructed. Whether people go, actually, this bloody 5/4 tank.
Yeah, the little
quite good to put down.
The little 5 drop.
The Captain Typho, I think I ran. I had 2 of those.
Yeah, the new Cloud City Guard
makes it a Sentinel, and I was just dropping him and putting it on a massive walker. It's like, swing at my walker, please.
Yeah. Can we all have a moment for Cloud City Guard never seen play again? Power creep is real.
Yeah,
the game is broken. Ban list one.
Yeah, that's gone, isn't it? That's done.
Yeah. But
do we think tokens are going to take over?
I think they will see play. Mainly B1s.
think B1s will, yeah. Just because of exploit, right?
Yeah. I don't think clones are good enough. Because a lot of the Republic stuff isn't good. Like Clone Commando, off the top of my head, is a 2-4, 2-5-3. It doesn't do it, and it's got a coordinate, which probably doesn't do anything. Like, it's all a bit awkward. Like, clones are only good to fill out your board to get the good coordinates from your Jedis online.
Yeah. I did feel that coordinate did go off quite a lot during pre-release.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that's going to transition to constructed, but...
Yeah. It's so difficult to say, isn't it, with like only having played 8 games of although I did play a couple of games of constructed. I threw an Alice deck together, and I just put all the I had like 30 clones in it, or like 3 spaceships, bunch of events, bunch of blue removal. Not a good version of the deck, but the turns in which I went Oberon and Barrage into ECL Wrecker were really good.
That's the deck, is it?
Yeah. So what you've got to do is not play any of the clones.
No,
because I was playing like Rexes, Cody's, Techs.
Yeah, I think that's what I've got in mind.
Echoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like you can probably cut a lot of that and just play a decent blue-green hero deck, villain deck, and then just sprinkle in a small amount of very good clones, and then just play good units after that.
Yeah. What's the one with the big gun? Heavy? Is that its name?
Heavy is a clone. 4/4 raid 2 with coordinate.
Yeah, and then when it does damage to every
1 damage every ground unit. Yeah.
I think that's pretty deep.
Probably makes the cut, but like Cody doesn't, Rex doesn't.
No. Rex does bring in 2 clones that automatically turns on coordinate for anything.
He does, but he's also a 6-drop.
Yeah, true.
But the thing is, I was dropping Nalase on 4, equipping her with the green upgrade where you can exhaust her to play cards cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So like turn 4, I was tapping her, playing Rex for 5 to get the clones out. Because when she's deployed, when a clone dies, you get to heal your base for 2. And then that's when the clone trooper tokens come in really handy. And then she goes to a 1/9 with that upgrade. But the upgrade costs 2, so you need to use it a good amount of time to get the value. Like, I feel like you need to use it twice. Because you can't use it on, like, to reduce the cost of record to then ECL them in. Because that's using 2 different action points.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So it gets a bit awkward. Unless you just wait to deploy Nalase later in the game.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you can play...
There's something there.
Yeah, I feel like you like maybe double blue, splash in the clones, play all the good double blues, Sentinel healing, all that kind of stuff. And then you still get to play Avengers, Super Laser Destroyers, and you just play Nalase later into the game and you just flip her for that healing.
Yeah.
But, much more testing required, and it's unfortunately a certain website beginning with a K hasn't been updated with set 3 yet.
No, it hasn't.
Which is fair enough because it's a bit janky. It's starting to get really unresponsive. So hopefully the new website does sort all the core bone issues out, and we can get back on it before Christmas.
I do think the droids and separatist in general is much quicker. Because a lot of the separatist cards have another separatist dude, and you get a little bonus. While Republic is all coordinate, so you need 2 more dudes.
Yeah.
So, and then because they are cannon fodder, you just use them for exploits. Or if you're playing old Wat Tambot, you just cuck a droid into something.
And then make a 3/3 droid.
Yeah, and then you get to buff something else.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure what Tambor is going to make the cut generally. I think he's too slow. And it's too easy to, throw your droid in, give something +2/+2, and then it just get felled or something. I feel like in Constructed, I feel like you're going to buff it, and then you're immediately going to be like, I've got an answer for that, because I know you're going to buff it.
But that's why you have to play smart, though, then, right? Because if you're doing that, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So if you've already got one big unit, it doesn't necessarily need a 2/2.
No.
So you put the 2/2 on something else.
Sure.
And then they need to make the decision.
Yeah. But it's just about being able to get that wide. Like, sure, if you've got two battle droids, you kill one, you buff the other battle droid, and then you've also got a 3/5 or whatever on the board, then you're like, oh, I don't really know where to go now.
Yeah.
But I feel like
I played...
So I was just say, as you go later into the game, you tend not to have 2 units on board for one to die to buff the other. It becomes very much, here's a big threat, answer it. Here's a big threat, answer it. But then that was before the token meta kind of came out. And
yeah, I think he's going to be very good in like a double green.
Right. Better than Palpatine?
Yep.
Okay.
Because he's going to be quicker. And you can use his ability all the way through the game.
Mm-hmm. But if you're spawning a load of battle droids, you can also use Palpatine's ability for kill a battle droid, ping a damage, draw a card.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
Very, very good.
Is there anything, son?
And is drawing a card, pinging a damage better than giving +2/+2? I don't know. But it's like card draw generally is pretty good. I've played a couple of card games. Card advantage generally quite good. And we've not been able to see the advantage of that really with Palpatine because we haven't had access to token units, and you've not been able to fill your deck with 1-drops because it's too risky, right? You can't kill your late game, so
yeah, that's true.
Oh, but then also like Iden, right? Suddenly comes back in the boat because when one of those B1 dies, you also get to heal.
Yeah.
And she's deployed, then every time a B1 dies, you get to heal.
Oh, God.
Is it your own stuff with Iden?
Any unit when she's deployed.
Anything. Oh.
Uh-huh. So that means you can have her deployed with 3 battle droids out. You can exploit something, kill all 3 of them, heal for 3, play your big dude. Like, I think Iden's going to come back in a way, and then that kind of links back to, is that better than Nalisay's here's Wrecker?
Yeah. But then that.
I think it's safe to say Krennic isn't going to be able to crawl out the woodwork anymore. I don't think Krennic will see play.
No.
No. I think the issue with that Iden is games going on too long. That's the one problem that will have, and that will put super competitive people off.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't want a double loss, man. Like, what if I
just win your first game?
60-minute first game.
Just win your first game, go to time in the second, job done.
Yeah, done. But yeah, there's that.
There's sure.
Risk.
And it is one of those decks where if you're playing like double blue or whatever, there is a chance you just get run over in your second game.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're like, oh great, now we are going for the double loss territory. So it's just like little things where I'm just lying awake and I'm trying to sleep and my brain's just like, you're awake, and I'm like, no, and it's like, Iden droids. And I'm like, Iden droids.
I just want to heal forever.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if Kira still, like, her flip ability is really good. But it also then doesn't affect some of the tokens and villainy. But is that good? If you're playing a load of B1s and you flip her and it doesn't affect any of your 1/1 tokens, is that good?
Yeah. There's so much ping damage now, though, right? Like,
a lot.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot more cards now that can really screw you.
And I guess if she's got 4 health left, what's that new, like, self-destruct ruins Kira, right?
Yeah. Unlimited power.
Unlimited power.
Clears Kira's board. I mean, that's gonna kind of.
Sure.
I think, yeah, Harm Blue's probably gonna be not as. Just yeah, I just don't think that's gonna be about as much.
Yeah.
On blue doesn't tend to leave himself too open though. Earlier he does, but not later. Right?
Yeah.
Taking 2 damage on a crate dragon, like you're gonna be okay.
Yeah. But then there is quite a lot of stuff in this set which interacts with if your opponent didn't play the full cost X.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
And if exploit becomes good enough, then those cards will see play, and it might just be enough to push Han out, because like Harm Blue plays the game very fair of here's this big unit that you can't deal with, slightly weakened, and he just does that every turn. But suddenly, if you can, like I'm pitting the what's his name, Bex Terry Ball, I can't remember his name, the 3/2. Whenever you don't play the full cost, you can ready or exhaust your unit. Yeah, like you just play him, and then your opponent plays a Kanan, and you just ready him, hit face, or kill the Kanan, or.
I did get to watch Ara Singh swing at base 3 times yesterday in our pre-release.
Oh,
quite fun. Yeah, that was quite delightful. Swing for 7. I'll hit your base. Yeah. Swing for 7. I hit your base. Swing for 7.
Oh my god!
What is it doing? Oh no! Why have you done this?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's. I feel like it's a lot more interesting than what we had at the start of set 2.
Yeah.
Where
set 2 was very inclusive, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I feel to some extent this set is very inclusive as well, because of exploit and because of coordinate. Yeah. But I feel like they'll drive new decks to exist where set 2 didn't, other than Han.
Yeah, kind of built on what was already there.
Yeah, and the Bosk, but that was kind of like either a slightly more aggressive Vader deck or a slightly better control Vader deck. Like Bosk just coming out earlier and doubling bounties ended up just being a lot better than Vader's deal 2 damage on a swing and being a fairly chunky boy.
Yeah, it had a good mechanic that it could lean into, right?
Yeah,
as well, and be the only one that can really lean into it.
Yeah. I don't think. But it'd be interesting to see if he's still good enough. If Jamie's big lizard deck that you want to showdown with, could you just slide some set 2 cards, some set 3 cards in, and then does it get better, or is Maul just going to outpace him?
I think so. Another Discord that I'm in, a lot of chat in the Bosk Green forum is like, just play Maul.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just play Maul. It's a lot of the same cards. You can replace the bounties with funky new stuff.
Yeah.
Is it 6/6 for 6, right, as well?
Yeah. And you can just stick a fallen lightsaber on him and go mental, right? Like
you're controlling the board, still hitting base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing him with yellow, I thought was really, really interesting, and I need to take a closer look at it.
But you don't get to run full Maul.
You don't get to run full Mauls. You don't go, here's my Maul. But you do get to go, here's my battle droids. Let me exploit it for good red cards. Here's my Dooku. Here's my Maul. Here's my stuff. Like, here's all my surprise strikes and breaking ins. Like,
that does make surprise strike and breaking in.
Yeah, like I was breaking in my Maul into my opponent's Maul, who had already mauled something of mine. So I was just like being able to like get 6 overwhelm while killing his Maul with my Maul, who also died, but mauling a Maul plus he's actually getting almost his full damage attacking into base. Yeah, that feels really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
I got hit by the Maul that hits 2 things at once quite a few times.
Mm-hmm. I let it happen once, and it killed my Maul and like a Kit Fisto or something, and I was like, wow, I've lost this game. Don't let that happen again, ever.
Now and again, I just have a couple of battle droids out, and it's like, here's a bunch of damage to base, and your battle droids are gone.
Yeah, slamming him into 2 battle droids to deal 8 damage.
Yeah.
To base.
I don't think that's going to happen too much in Constructed. But also, it might happen even more because you can ECL it, so who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, you can ECL it.
Yeah, my games today, it was really weird because usually with ECL, you tend to use it to deal with a problem, right? And with my games today with him, I was like, I don't care. I'm waiting until I've flipped my maul.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to ECL something out.
Yeah, and to get the overwhelm.
You're using it to keep tempo at that point, right?
Yeah, that's the play.
Yeah. So I guess it's looking at what really good 6 drops can you add in.
Yeah. It doesn't even need to be a 6 drop.
It doesn't.
The Nexus. I know you're not a fan of them.
Don't do it.
But like, swinging one of those guys out.
Next to cats.
And then being able to put something down afterwards as well.
Yeah, mad, man.
There has to be a better red card in existence.
I've got 2 hyperspace foils, Stephen.
I'll have them.
Yeah, little Netsu, little cats.
Give you a good price. Price. I might have one in hyperfoil as well, actually.
Yeah. But those guys, those guys are coming out. They're hitting for 6. They have a 4. They're 4/4, I think. So they can swallow up some damage as well.
Yeah.
I think it just might be their time to shine.
Yeah. I'm just having a quick look through the leaders of the set. And the big ones that kind of stick out to me is like Dooku's going to be great in Green Villain. Pre-Vizsla's not going to be good at all.
Just
Pre-Viz?
break days.
No, he said Pre-Viz. You said Pre-Viz, right?
Yeah, Pre-Viz. Not post.
Oh,
Pre-Viz. Because I think if it didn't cost a resource to do the damage from the cards you've drawn, it would be okay.
Do we have a lot of card draw at this point? I guess we do.
It's
right?
mostly in hero. Like, if you could play R2, right?
Yeah.
And you could get, like, the play it, draw a card, ping a damage.
Yeah.
It'd be alright. But you have to then play R2 on turn 2 to have the resource left over to ping the damage.
Yeah.
But you also just can't play R2, so it's a mute point. So you'd have to look at playing, like, Tarkins, or, like, the units like him that allow you to search. Draw, like This Is the Way, or Commission, or can't remember what the other green one was, but there's a lot of, like, search the top X number of your cards, draw it, and then if you're going for the big hits, you've got like the red cards with like draw 2, draw 3, but they cost like 3 and 5.
Yeah.
So you're paying, 6 to draw 3 cards and do 3 damage to a unit. And if your hand's really big, then when he flips into his hero side, he's like a big chunky boy. But you've got all these cards in your hand. Use them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we don't have any max hand size, so you can just hold as many as you like, right?
Yeah, but there's nothing that lets you draw a ridiculous number of cards.
Not yet.
Not yet. And he is a rare, so maybe his time to shine will come. But he is a Mandalorian, so you can give him a Darksaber, even if he flips on 5. But you can still just give him a Darksaber. Always good. But he's probably sifted out to me, other than the obvious, like Padme's, Rex's, Obi-Wan's, Newt Gunray. I think they're like the 5 worst.
They're going to be the tough ones, aren't they?
Yeah. Like, I keep looking at, like, the Obi-Wan heal stuff of, like, Barriss or the Naboo guard guy, and I'm like, oh, you can do, like, cute things and heal and blah, 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 and I'm like, or you can just play Yoda and have a good deck.
Yeah, Yoda's a lot better.
Yeah, or play Rey and have a good deck.
Yeah.
I've been looking at Yoda. I think Yoda will be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a shame that with kind of Rex and Padme both not being great. I think that's going to be the big nail for like Republic stuff to really take
Rex
off.
banned?
Yeah, pay 2 to create to create a clone trooper. If your
There's
friendly
other
unit
side
has
to it,
attacked,
yeah.
you have to have had a unit attack as well.
Yeah, that's really slow.
Yeah. If you could just pay 2 to make a clone trooper without the attack trigger, then you could put no 2-drops in your deck. And that'd be very interesting.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
What does he do on the flip?
Don't ask me that.
+1 defense. +1 defense on troopers. And create a clone.
There you
Is
go.
that good?
Create a clone trooper. Yeah, +1 defense. He flips on 5 and he's a 2/6. No. You can create a clone trooper when he flips. So on 5, you're getting quite a lot of stats. I guess you're getting a 4/7. Oh, wait a minute. That's just Boba Fett.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I guess, no, you're getting a 4/8 worth of stats because of the +1 for each friendly trooper.
We just need a Rex's armor. Fine.
Yeah, where's Rex's like double blasters?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
It would be cool. And it is a hero ability that goes later into the game. So it might be easier to turn on coordinates later on.
Yeah, they're surviving longer, right?
But I just don't see it happening. Maybe if you really want to lean into the trooper archetype, there's a fair amount of cards that buff trooper
I
and
think
interact with
arguably
troopers.
he probably does better as a trooper deck than he does as a clone deck.
But all the clones are
There's
troopers.
There's a lot more old troopers that are really good from like the first few sets, especially set 1.
Yeah. Yeah, although if you want to play troopers, you need General Taj, right? He's villain.
It's cheap though.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess you can still play the Republic stuff with like Ahsoka or
Yeah.
Anakin. Anakin leaders. He's spooky.
Anakin.
He's
Someone's
spooky.
going to come up with it. Someone's going to come up with an absolute dirt list for
Yeah.
Anakin.
If he came out on
it's a-
5 with slightly worse stats, I think I'd be into him a lot more. But the fact he's a 6 for 4/7.
But he's not going to be a 4/7 when you bring him out.
Because you are likely to have quite a lot of damage on base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon he will outshine Sabine
It's a
in the
different-
hero aggro? Well, it's like, I guess it's a
Different-
hero mid-range, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a different prospect, isn't it? Because as the Anakin player, you're trying to get the balance right of how much damage you're taking before you bring out Anakin and all the other nonsense that you can do with him.
Yeah. I guess as well, you kind of balance. If you go aggro and then your opponent's clearing your units and not attacking your base, then you won't have much damage on your base for Anakin to be big. So I guess you do want to build a more mid-range so that the base damage is probably more like even as the game progresses.
Yeah. And that's probably how you try and play around it, right? You just
Clear his
you just
units, wait to go late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I guess Anakin's pretty much going to be a burn deck to get it to work, right?
Yeah, I think there's a few cards that do damage to your own base. Right?
There is a lot. There is quite a lot of...
You also want a 30 base, because you want that extra 5 damage.
Yeah, just because... when you're punching yourself in the face, you're definitely going to want that extra buffer. So I don't think you're ever playing ECL or anything with him.
No, I don't think any action is worth that loss of 5.
No, not when...
His big ship's to do with how much damage taken.
If you've taken 15, it's
Yeah.
plus 2, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of like if you've taken 15, I wonder if he'll end up being the good double red deck.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think
He's
there's
got
a
his own
chance.
double red card.
And you've got bow, which lets you draw a card when you're at 15 and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So
Maybe.
Yeah. And then when you're playing against him, you then need to make sure you've got the balance right of, right, can I
Doing 14 damage.
definitely, can I definitely kill him? Can I definitely kill him before he gets all this stuff out?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be like too short and then it's like, ha, pop, 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 here we go.
Yeah. You definitely have to have your rivals full ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm interested about on Thursday. Like, how much of that sort of stuff stays around, like for removal and stuff. Like, which blue removal cards are still going to be knocking around? Like, Rivals
There's quite a
Fall's
few
the
that come out on
obvious
6
one,
now,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rivals Fall's going nowhere.
Yeah.
I think Fell the
so many
Dragon's
of them
going
come out.
nowhere. Make an Opening has probably got better. I don't know whether or not you end up subbing that out for like the -1/-1 for all enemy units or.
Yeah. I think that one's a sideboard card if you're blue.
Yeah, I think
Because if
the,
you don't play droids all day.
yeah, the issue with playing removal is that you need to put the removal in your deck to combat the meta you know that you're coming up against. So trying to work out which removal to put in your deck at the start of a new set is almost impossible.
Yeah.
That's why aggro always does better at the start of a set.
Yeah.
For sure. Speaking of aggro, Sabine ECL, is that still going to be a top 5 deck?
Get any new
Or do we
toys.
think?
Yes. I'll say yes.
Yeah.
For the
I think
first
Sabine Yellow
month
might
or so.
nip in there a little bit.
Hmm.
It's got Ahsoka's now, right?
I just think, playing Darksaber, ECLing Wrecker, you can put Anakin in there as well for card draw to help you dig for your 4 causes and stuff.
So you can ignore Aspect if you play on a Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can still play.
Yeah, on yellow.
You could play Sabine Yellow with a Darksaber still.
Yeah.
And still have Surprise Strike breaking in the new Ahsoka.
Yeah. I guess what green is in that Sabine deck that matters?
It's not much.
Not crazy amounts.
It's all red, isn't it? Wrecker
You're running ECL
Yeah.
purely to bring in Wrecker, right?
Yeah.
Or Poe.
Yeah. Battlefield Marine is probably the only thing, right?
I've
Yeah.
not played it in a while.
Yeah.
could
Maybe Bright Hopes. I know some
Yeah.
Sabines were running it, but yeah, no, interesting. But ECL
could,
is a crutch of that deck, right?
Yeah. Well, it brings it into the mid game,
Yeah.
like pretty successfully.
Yeah. Where yellow will definitely be more aggressive, but when you can start stacking Poes, Wreckers, and Anakins into that mid-range Sabine deck, I suppose if you can turn on the coordinate will be the thing. But I feel like you do go quite wide, don't you?
You go
You got a lot
fairly wide. It's got
Yeah.
1 drop, right? 1s, 2s.
Yeah. 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 I just wish we had more time to play more games, work out exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah. Is it Thursday tomorrow?
You guys are going to Zatu tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
Me? Possibly, yeah.
Might just be you and Jamie, but
Yeah. Take home all the prizing,
Aw.
swag bags.
Little trip back.
Yeah. Yeah.
but then Thursday. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see how many people go for a start.
Yeah, we had started dwindling down to the 12s, didn't we?
Yeah.
Towards the end.
Towards the
of
end,
set.
12s, 15s. Which is expected when you get to the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But pre-release Saturday had a really good turnout, right? Like 20,
Nearly 30 again.
nearly 30
Yeah.
again, yeah. And then
And there was
day
a lot of
2
people
we
there.
had 13, which is still better than what most people get on their weeklies, right? Like,
Yeah. And on Saturday, there was a lot of people there who don't go to weeklies as well, right? So
Yeah, Sunday there was a few new people.
yeah, which is cool.
Which is quite nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll report back next week with our our trash.
Oh, mate, I've figured it out already. I've figured out Grievous. I got it.
I don't know. I'm looking at that Grievous deck you posted yesterday. I'm not
Got
sure
it.
you've got. I'm not sure you got. It might need a little more time than the other, mate.
Got it. 100%. Cunning. Grievous. Hot Wheel. Yeah.
Done.
I don't think I saw any DL blasters in there, mate. That's a bit of an issue.
Why would I want that?
Because it's +2 attack. Attack with a unit. It's
No,
pretty
I got
good.
these in. What are you on about?
Oh, okay.
I thought you meant the other one.
Oh no, the little puny one.
So why do I want that?
Yeah.
No.
Get out of here.
No, get out of here.
What's a hot
Yeah.
shot
Is
blaster
it
in
even? Is it even a good draft card?
No.
Like,
It took out a droid I saw once.
I mean, it should. It does +1 damage. So
That's it.
yeah,
That's all I saw.
yeah. It's not good. I don't think it's good draft. Might be good draft. Well, draft is on Sunday, so we'll find out. But
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah,
No
you boys
draft.
come and draft?
hopefully,
Probably.
hopefully,
Yeah,
Love a draft.
yeah. Me too.
yeah. And I think it'll be quite cool set to draft as well.
Hmm.
I think it will make.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
got
the
some good
decks will-
themes, right?
Yeah.
And the decks will be very different to constructed too. I think.
Yeah. Like there's because there's so much neutral separatist republic stuff as well. You can get a nice mix of like getting battle droids and
yeah,
exploiting
my
stuff
Yoda
and
deck
hero
was just
stacks and
like-
stuff.
Here's a clone. Here's a droid. Here's another clone.
Yeah, it's quite cool when you can
Utilise
start
what they can find.
mix it all up and stuff. So yes,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah. All right, I think we'll leave it there. Good chat, guys.
Okie doke. Okie doke.
Next week,
Thank you, Mike.
maybe one podcast, all 5 of us will be on.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll do it for the 10th episode.
Ooh, it's a special.
It's a special. Although maybe it'll be the 10th episode since the second rebranding where you guys came on.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do
Yeah,
that
but-
because then that gives us
I'll-
plenty. We're really bad at organising, so it gives us plenty of time to make sure we're all on.
We're not bad at organising. Perfect. Perfect organisation.
It's like herding cats. That's what it is.
Yeah. Deaf, blind, hungry cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, see you next week, people. It won't be next week. It could be.
It won't be.
Yeah, I'd rather be lucky than
This
good.
is the Alliance Dispatch. Over and out.